Welcome back to Dab Me, bitch. Ryan Shaner, Jimmy Gillespie. How are you guys?
Oh, thank you for having me again, Mike.
I feel like you got a lot on your plate, man. I just heard you talking about how you're having trouble getting rid of some Werther's Original.
I cannot get rid of these fucking candies, dude. We got these candies in a gift basket for my girlfriend's new job. And when you see Werther's, you're like, yo.
Somebody hates you.
No, I honestly was like, Werther's, these are going to be great. Like, I haven't had Werther's in forever because you never buy Werther's. You acquire Werther's.
Yeah, when your grandparents die.
When your grandparents are there, or you're at a very nice funeral. Yes. I thought I was gonna be pumped about these.
Turn your mic on, Jim.
Is your mic on, Jim? Oh no!
Damn, my mic was on.
Yo, you messing. Oh,
What the fuck?
Yo,
Yeah, he's got a new earring now. He doesn't know how to turn on the fucking microphone.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
Man,
do it like this. Hold the microphone like this. You know.
This Ebony's mic. We acting like it's Mari up in here now. We all the father, okay?
Yo, I'm the D.
I'm the D.
What are you fucking talking about?
What is going on?
Yo, it was. You know what it was? It was me ripping on Jimmy.
Yeah, your
And I
mic
was
just
like,
busted.
my mic finished on me. No. But I can't get rid of these fucking candies, dude.
Mike got me drinking out of a fucking blender bottle.
Yo.
We get it. You're moving. Oh my god.
It's wild. That's a good cup though.
It's a good cup.
That's a very good cup.
sturdy cup.
You can't worry. You don't have to worry about breaking it. You can
And I know
throw that
where the
fucking
Max
thing.
Fill is. You know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
right there.
So God forbid I fucking lost track.
Was that your porn name, Max Phil?
Yeah, Max Filling.
Max Phil. Fill me to the brim,
to the tip.
to the brim, Gillespie.
No, when guys fill him up, it looks like one of those videos of black kids pouring juice. And the mom's just watching it go everywhere. She's like, no, she gonna learn how to
A
fill a juice
2-year-old
cup.
trying to fill a cup on the floor.
I figured it'd be like one of them people who are doing those Guinness pour competitions, like trying to get the little clover leaf in there, trying real hard to do
Yeah, you
it.
got a fucking Irish guy just to see if he can get that in there.
You got
Yeah.
it, dude.
Yeah.
What's your biggest type?
My type?
Yeah. Like if you had to bang any ethnicity, what would it be?
Probably, God, I don't know. WAPs, most likely.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sopranos fan or?
No, not even. It's just what I know. You know what I mean? It's just what I'm able to navigate.
I get
you
it.
know what I mean?
I get it. Sticking close to it. I got it.
Starting to. I mean, Irish is a lot to deal with. I could probably navigate that, but it's, WAPs are a little more,
Yeah.
predictable.
Way more loud.
Way more loud.
Way more
you know what I
loud.
mean?
You know where they're all at all
Just trying to
times.
serenade you all the time, singing Hotline Bling.
You think you're getting an old timey like Frank Sinatra wop?
No, dude, they exist. My
don't
fucking
think they
my
do
sister, my
anymore.
sister, the way she got proposed to, he did a fucking serenade. It
No
was,
way.
It was a Wigger serenade. It was fucking
What did they sing?
He sang Hotline Bling.
Oh, dude.
He sang Hotline Bling and like danced around her in a chair. And
Has
like,
he overdosed yet?
but he's close. He's doing videos on TikTok of like flashing his gun.
Oh yeah, he's
like
definitely
two
dead.
kids under 5. He has like 2 kids under 5. He doesn't give a fucking shred
Dude,
of a
he's
shit.
one TikTok away from being like this, and then he's like, "Oh,
Yeah, he's gonna blow his fucking brains out on TikTok.
sick."
But he's like doing like sweatpants, like fucking thirst traps. I'm hitting him up. Of
course.
We're all me and my friends were all DMing him. We're trying to catfish him.
Do you think you're gonna be able to snag him?
Of course, dude. He's
Yeah.
retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddies and I used to do that when we were in like high school.
Diabolical.
You were a catfish guy?
We were doing yes. Well, it started because my buddies were like going on like Omegle and shit, and they were like chatting up Indian guys, getting them all fucking riled up and horny. And then we would turn the
That's
cam
like
on.
shooting
and they
kids in a middle school. That's
They would turn
easy.
the cam on, and it would be the 3 of us be like, "Ew, faggot!" bro.
How would they react?
They would run for the hills. They would,
Oh man.
they would fucking tuck their thing and run.
Is that why they're making like soda so angrily? It's because they're always getting catfish.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're doing constantly scooping goop everywhere.
Ew. Well, then, so you used to catfish.
That's just what we used to do.
Wow.
That was a weird time. It's a weird time to be alive. You know what I mean? It was all kind of happening at once. our parents couldn't have fucking stopped us from doing that. There's no fucking way my parents would have ever figured out.
You young
how to, like,
gays are unstoppable.
it wasn't even gay. It wasn't even like. Well, I mean, it's kind of gay that we were doing that, but
Yeah, we were just watching guys jerk off.
We got him again.
It wasn't like rooted in that. I guess it was just more so like, haha, fuck you, retard.
Yeah.
You're a pedophile.
You're
like,
all sitting naked in a room together,
It was like more
like the
sinister.
Situation Room for the Bin Laden raid.
It was crazy. It was just crazy how like many dudes, which is without us having a webcam on, would just start fucking cranking.
Dude, it happens.
But they were gonna do that anyway, you know.
Like, I mean, I had to like. I'm 40, so when I remember when the internet was brand new, and I talked about it before. It is crazy to know, like, and like, there's just no way in hell that when I first started having cyber sex, that all of them were chicks.
No chance.
I definitely had the first time I had cyber sex was definitely with a dude who was 40. In like Memphis, Tennessee, like I got him. This is pretty
I would say probably over 90%.
Yeah, all right, dude, shut up.
Of the times you did that.
And what a get. Could you imagine, like, your whole day is just spent, like, trying to catfish dudes, and then you get this handsome freak on your hands?
Dude, we would, like, run to my friend Gabe's house after school and be like, I can't wait to go on his computer and fucking, like, we couldn't wait to go on his computer and fucking literally just make fun of dudes on the internet.
Dude, you see where all the bikes are out front? Like, there they are fucking around with Indian dudes.
It was insane. It was
Instead of Goonies, it's Gooners.
It's our
you
time
guys. The only thing we show on this menu is tongue.
It was a ton of one-eyed willies.
You're going to live with me now, to a guy in India.
Yeah.
So wait, when the Indian guys were there, did you ever get the same guy twice?
No way.
No?
No, I don't. No way.
How does it work? Is it like chat roulette?
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Right.
It's exactly
Okay.
that.
Man, we did a lot of that too.
It was, yeah, we were doing that, and we were like in middle school, and they would like just fucking start gooning in the camera, which is also hilarious. Gooning is so fun. I just figured out what like it was. It's so funny.
What is actually?
It's like mindlessly beating off, from what I gather. Like
so. What? So I've always been gooning. What are you
You've been
It's like you're
gooning your
passing
whole-
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm always gooning.
Yeah.
So basically,
So I'm a
The ABGs of selling.
What do
Always
you
be
tell
gooning.
ABG.
I'm just gonna goon out over here.
Goon Gary, Goon Ross.
I need these leads. Dude, I remember my buddy, we were on chat roulette, and it was a crazy, like, yeah, I guess it's wild because it wasn't, we didn't think it would be gay, but if anybody walked in on us doing it, they'd be like, yo, you guys are definitely gay. My buddy spread his butthole open
Yeah.
to the camera. And I was clicking next because he couldn't do it. So we would just like, and I'm just like laughing with my buddy, like 1 inch away from my face. I'm like, this is the funniest thing in the world. And if anybody walked in, they'd be like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Your mom shows up with like a
Dude.
tray of sandwiches.
She has the Werthers I don't want. She's like,
Oh,
what are
dude.
you doing?
I've had some fucking awful shit happen like that, dude. We were playing, we used to go on this website called Newgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
And you used to be able to like play these like games where it would be like poker, but like it would be like strip poker, and it would show you like a naked lady when you. But my friend, like at the end of it, it would be like a trans chick with a cock. It'd be like a tits and a
man.
cock.
Got
so
ya.
like I would know that, and I would go to my friend's house, and I would have them play the game. I'd be like, yeah, it's the craziest thing. It's like there's this crazy ass shit, and so they'd fucking do it, and there'd be a trans chick. I remember one time there was just like a trans chick dancing on a stripper pole, and it was just so funny. All my friends and I were sitting there laughing, and the kid's mom walked in and just screamed, just bloody murder that we were watching this like trans chick on a pole, and like obviously I had to take the rap for it. I was like, that's my fault.
Sorry.
Hey, this is me, because my buddy was like, it was him, and I was like, yeah, you got me. I was showing them something hilarious.
I thought it was funny. You didn't think that was funny?
Do you not love this?
Come on.
Yeah,
you gotta play this game. You gotta play it.
I took like a silent ride home from the mom. It was really fucking crazy.
Yeah, how mad was she?
I don't know. I wanted to figure it out though. I was like trying to talk to her. She just like wouldn't answer.
It's crazy. My buddy Sean got fucking pegged. He became the scapegoat for porn. When my buddy Ryan, they had a family computer, and he ruined his computer twice. With
Pegged for the crime.
Pegged for the crime, not pegged. He wasn't gooned up.
His mom was gooning.
His mom gooned him hard. But my buddy Ryan, it sucked because it was the first time I ever dealt with like, I guess what would be porn addiction. Like we would go over and hang out as this is in 8th grade. He would just like, we'd have sleepovers and just hang out. and it would just be me and my buddy Sean watching like horror movies while he was on the computer just looking at porn. And every now and again, be like, "Yo, come check this out." And you'd get up, be like, "Yo, cool. Are you gonna play Nintendo 64? Or what do you do, dude?" It went on forever. So then he would download everything onto the desktop like a maniac, and he hid it, dude. For whatever reasons, and I do not know why he thought this would cover it. He put all the porn in a file called tax returns.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good.
No, it's not, because his parents were like, "Oh, tax returns. Let's see what's in the tax." Like, and it was in the corner of like, it was just so stupid, so stupid. He gets
So seemingly brilliant.
dude. He thought he was a fucking genius.
What would you have named your file? Classic Marmaduke.
Gary Larson's The Far Side. It's like nothing nobody wants to see. I honestly would just put boobs and wieners just for fun. So I was like, I'm not going in there. It's like, yeah, it's just stuff I'm writing, you know? It's like I put on my desktop, there was, my mom found it. It was just called Files.
It's good.
That was the name of the file, was My Files. And she found it, and it wasn't even porn, because our internet capabilities, my shitty computer had no way to download it. We had like a very bare bones computer, so I would just go on like porn websites and download the pictures.
Yeah.
So then but even the porn websites, like some there wasn't even nudity. It was like all just pixelated nipples, and I'm like, this is enough for me. And then she found it all. She's like, I'm not even mad. I'm more like disappointed that you couldn't even find regular porn. I'm like, I'm stupid, Mom.
Yep.
I just had cyber sex with a 40-year-old man.
Yeah, poor internet connections are probably what created Goonies.
I'm done, Mom.
I'm exhausted. He left me worse for wear.
I didn't even finish,
I
Mom.
got throttled by this old hag.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 5 times.
You goon me twice.
I am so good.
I'm good.
But my buddy Sean, anyway, Ryan got busted. And his mom printed out all of like the porn pictures that were on there.
What a waste of ink.
Dude, that fucking inkjet was cooked by the end of it. Dude, she printed it all out, and it was in a manila envelope on his bed with a paperclip and a note said like, "The charges against you." And it was like, dude,
that's pretty cool.
She went off on him. And like the note was like, you know, how could you do this? It's a family computer. Your sisters use this. That family computer just didn't deserve that at all. The family computer.
I'm tired, boss.
Michael Clark spunking. It was definitely the
Don't put it over my head, boss. I hate the dark.
I don't like it. but she printed it all out and then left the note. And he came home from school and like found it, dude. Immediately. Like, I guess he pinned it right out. Like my buddy Sean, he's like, it was Sean. And I guess because of like the weirdness of the porn, I don't know exactly what he was watching. His mom was like, it couldn't have been my son. Yeah. And totally jumped on board. So then she called Sean's mom and called my mom. And I remember my mom getting the phone call, and my mom was like, what? What? He was watching what? And I'm like, dude, I'm just like, playing video games, like, oh crap, I don't know what happened. And then she's like, Ryan, come in here. And I was like, what's up? She's like, apparently Sean was downloading very weird pornography onto Ryan's computer, and his mom just comes like, I don't think that was Sean at all. And I was like, I don't think that was Sean. And she's like, what do you mean you don't think it was Sean? I was like, I don't think it was Sean. And I kind of looking at her, I was like, he's just blaming Sean. Sean is completely innocent. And she was like, oh. I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, I'm not going to call her back and ruin this whole illusion she has. But then for a while, I would go over to Ryan's house, and his mom would like flip out on me about Sean. Like, can you believe how sick he is? I'm like, yeah. Can you believe that like we would just show up and he would immediately jump on the computer and show like a chick putting a Coke bottle in her butthole, breaking it over a fucking cactus? Can you believe that?
You would be suspect number one by the mere fact that you referred to it as the pewter.
The pewter, dude.
Oh, yeah. Don't let him on the pewter.
You leave out the
bad stuff.
No, there was no cum in that. I was bone dry by the end of it, dude. It was just the pewter where I came from, dude.
Use a pewter.
Yeah, I need to use that pewter. But and then what was crazy too is that when he got busted for not
Fuck yeah.
Busted.
Busting and coming and shitting and farting.
He got. I was literally going to say roped, and I was like, no, don't say that.
Roped
He got
in.
thick roped. But he got in trouble for the porn on the computer. But then he also had a bunch of magazines.
He was in a pickle.
Dude,
He's a different breed.
he had so many magazines under his bed, like a duffel bag full of them. And it was like, you know, in movies,
Elevated.
dude, you know, in movies when they show like a fucking corporation burning shit through shredders and like that, dude, we went out to a fucking, he took the duffel bag, we went out to the woods and we were just throwing it all in the fire because like he was so afraid of his mom finding it. But then there was like, I can't throw that away this one.
Yeah, you can't even look.
Dude.
He's trying to fake his fucking death, dude. That's what it really feels like, dude.
I am no longer I'm Miguel Sanchez from now on. Dude, he kept a couple that he's like, yo, I can't get rid of these. He's like, can you
Sacred
keep
text.
Dude, it was like giving a guy a gun.
Yeah.
He's like, can you take these? I'm like, I can't hide these, dude.
You got to scratch off the address on it.
Yeah, I had to file down the serial number on the side.
It's so fucking crazy. Yeah.
Dude, and then I took him home. And like then I had these like hot mags in my house, and I was so afraid that like my mom, because like now that the heat's on to all, like we just pulled a heist, dude, and that was like my mom is now suspicious of me going over there and like hanging out with Sean. It was crazy for a while,
Ocean's
dude.
11-year-olds.
It was very crazy, dude. We were. It was a hard time to Jack, dude. It was Jack. Hard Time Jack, which is the name of the movie that this was.
I mean, you think about the lengths that you used to go to. Like for me, it was a lot of that passing it around, but also my dad would keep tapes around. So when you would watch it, you would have to remember the exact moment where you started the movie.
Yeah, you got to go back
because you were petrified that your dad would know that somebody else was watching his tapes.
You know, I think, and that's what sucks about porn is like you got to remember that. Like it can't be like with booze where you can water it down and water it down. As we're like porn, you have to remember this exact spurt, and then you have to try to get back to it and hope that it's good enough. It's like,
and then you got to remember what makes your dad come.
Yeah, no, that's dude. It's crazy to know that you start where your dad finished.
Oh, that's the circle of life, dude.
Isn't it crazy to know that you are starting where your father's like, and that's enough for me today?
It is crazy, like the whole porn thing. It's just like you guys had it so much differently than I did. Like I was in this like weird thing where it was like, by the time I was like really into jerking off, I had a smartphone.
Yeah, that's.
But like
dude.
right before that, like when we first started doing it, like it was just HBO. It went from HBO, real sex, softcore bullshit. The family computer was like never part of it.
Yeah,
it was like never part of my porn history, other than like catching my like dad or brother like on it. But like my dad and brother, like they would order like shit on demand. Wild. Like it was a hotel.
Wild.
And then it would come in the bill and they would try to blame me. And I'm like, dude, I have a fucking phone. I'm watching like beheadings and porn. Yeah. I'm like 13. I'm getting everything I've ever needed from the phone.
My mind is scrambled, sir.
There's no reason for me to use the television for porn. That's retarded.
That's archaic, dude.
Yeah, I was like, you're a dinosaur trying to fucking frame me, dude.
I will say watching porn on a big screen is... I don't know if my brain can handle it.
It's retarded.
It's wild.
Actually, it's for me, it's the next step down from VR because I remember watching it.
That's
I would
terrible.
go over my cousin Denise. Like, I would get dropped off there just to play video games with her husband, who was the coolest guy in the world. But then she would go out to run errands, and he would go to work. So they had this big ass TV, and they didn't have the Spice Channel, but like it was wiggled,
squiggles,
and you could hear it. So I would stand by the front door because the remote wasn't always like it needed new batteries at all times. It never had fresh batteries. So you would have to stand by the front door while you were watching squiggly porn, listening just to hear ladies ooh and ah.
Just did you ever fumble the remote?
Nobody ever came home.
Dude,
thank God. Yeah.
Man,
That's so crazy.
There's nothing worse than like watching softcore where you think you're alone and then you hear footsteps coming and you're doing the thing where like in a horror movie where they're fumbling for the keys. Dude, I dropped the remote once and the batteries came out.
Oh God.
And then I had to run and just turn off the TV and just
run through the TV.
Silhouette fucking arm through the tube TV.
There's a time I remember I turned off the TV and then my mom came down and I was just standing with my hands on my hips looking around like, That's good. We got good. Everything's fine. She's like, what are you doing down
Feng
here?
shuiing.
I'm just looking. I'm just actually taking it in. I don't have a lot of silence in my life anymore. It was the craziest thing where you get caught and then you have to pretend to be like, just like looking at nothing. Like, I'm not doing anything.
You got to write a kid off of that. From like 11 to like when you start getting pussy is like you just got to assume that kid's just jacking, dreaming about jacking, or plotting to jack.
It's just a vicious cycle.
Plotting to jack.
Plotting to jack.
Like he's got a notebook when he's gonna.
He's seeing a jacking equation.
It feels that way. You start to fill the gaps of things in your life with jacking.
It becomes a beautiful mind with jerking it. It's just so many things going on.
I don't know how many years where it just dominated my thoughts, but as soon as I started,
brother, that shit is still dominating your thoughts.
That's how it goes, dude.
Brother, you're a goon. Okay? I hate to break it to you.
Sorry, dude.
Motherfuckers on Twitter every morning. Just got a little PUSSY.
Yeah, pogs all out the ass. It's like, we know what's going on. We've been actually meaning to have a talk with you.
Wait, is this an intervention?
Dude, this is how you heard me. Like,
it's a poggervention.
Yeah, poggervention. No, they had to cancel that because of you.
They knew you were coming to town.
They were having PogCon at the fucking Denny's by the Tyler Arboretum.
Mike started a thing called Kamikaze, and he didn't want to go to the Pog convention. He was going to be a dick terrorist. Fucking things up. Oh shit! Yeah, it's. I think it's crazy. And you had a phone, dude. You had a phone.
I had a
couldn't imagine, man.
I had a phone.
We'd be dead.
Sick. It probably cost a fortune when I was fucking playing on there.
Dude, I got so brazen at one point that I think it was like my sophomore year. This Arabian kid named Koram.
He's getting ignorant with his jerking off.
Brazen is such a wild word to use.
Well, I assure you.
So fucking brazen.
Brazen, dude.
I assure you this will meet your respective definitions of brazen. But I think it was sophomore year, this Arabian kid named Koram, he was telling me he had a porn. I was like, can I borrow it? And he kept saying. And then one day he's like, I got it. And it was on a Friday. And I had to be at work at 4 p.m. that day. I worked at the bingo hall at school. So from 3 to 3:45 was my only spare time. And normally, if I had a tape, I would sneak the VCR upstairs. But I was so riled up this day, knowing what was coming down the pike, that I just popped it in the TV in the living room. And my mom and my aunt were maybe like 10 feet away in the dining room.
Brazen, man.
I told you.
That is so
and
brazen.
For 45 minutes, I watched porno on my living room TV with my mom and my fucking aunt in the next room because I was so riled up.
Man.
You were willing to risk it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You got to know when to hold them, know when to blow them, dude. You're fucking gambling so hard. That is, you know what? I can appreciate that. That's a fucking, that's a roll of the dice, dude. And you could have lost everything.
Yeah.
You know? I bet that was part of the thrill.
No punishment, no nothing. Just ignored the fact that this 15-year-old man was watching porno in their fucking living room.
Dude, that's a James Bond mission, dude. That's fucking 007, dude.
007. Yeah, that's I don't think I've ever brazenly jacked at people.
I got so fucking ignorant, dog. I gooned with my mom's in the room.
I'm a devil-may care beater, dude. I don't give a shit. You be around. Be around.
Cry if you must.
Knock twice. I ain't stopping. I don't give a shit. Yeah, that's
might as well give me a drink.
If you're gonna stand there,
if you're gonna stand there and I help a motherfucker out,
telling your mom to turn the ceiling fan on. Get a little high. Come on.
Dry my titties off, mama.
It's hot. You actually pushed wine a little bit. I got my hands full.
Were you guys ever open jackers?
Open jackers? What do you mean? Like
In like a common area?
Oh, yeah. You kind of.
No way.
No? What?
What? No way.
You never common jacked?
No. What? That's insane.
It's, well, when. Look, man. When the computer is in the common area, you don't have much of a choice. Yeah. Like, you don't have a computer in your room. And it's like there in the living room. Like, what are you going to do, dude? It's in that cool little tri-corner, like, fucking cabinet thing. And you're just like, no one will. I remember I used to open cabinets to make sure that, like, no one could see what was happening, even though that looks ridiculous. Looks like there's a gay poltergeist in the house, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm fucking doing. I have no idea. Get in. Yeah, it's you got to jack sometimes in a common area, dude.
My buddy used to jack in a common area. My buddy Sam, he was fucking like retarded, dude. I swear to God, he would fucking jerk off. Like, and then people would like come down to start making breakfast. He'd still be fucking gooning.
All right, well,
like,
it
was just like in the living room was where the computer was, and he was just fucking cranking it.
I was just watching. I wasn't jerking.
Yeah, we were just like, wow, I can't believe we do that. It was just insane.
I think that would be more unnerving to come across.
Just cross-legged.
If you were just watching porno,
it was just all of us would be at his house, and he would just like disappear, and he'd be like, "Oh, he's jerking off in the living room." Like it would be so crazy.
Is it because
it was almost like he had no choice. It was like a dope head.
I don't know.
I've never had that where it was like I have to.
There's something about the energy of like a childhood living room which promotes horniness. It's like it's built on an ancient Indian burial ground or something.
That's the wildest line I've ever heard. Yeah.
Because I wasn't just watching porn in my living room. I remember there was a time where my Greek buddy Bobby and we would play a game called Firehouse, where we would dry hump the couch pillows, and then every now and again one of us would yell, "We got a call!" And then we would get up and go to a pretend fire.
You'd come it out. You'd come the fire out. You and Jamie play Firehouse.
Wait. So wait a minute. You guys would dry hump the couch, and then someone's like, "We got to go to a fire," and then you'd stop and go put out a.
I think Mike thinks firefighters fuck the truck.
Yeah, I was like, how did
that?
I'm trying to think, like, how did that get started? Like,
well, first off, you're welcome for my service.
I appreciate you, dude. You're the bravest one.
You, yeah.
You're the most brazen firefighter I've ever met.
Yeah, ladder 49.
Jesus Christ, dude! I just don't know how the fire truck or the fire engine got into dry humping. How did that start?
So it was clearly like a way for us just to validate mushing our boners against something.
Sure.
And that way we were doing a job. So therefore we had time to kill because I knew what firemen do in their spare time. My dad was a fireman. I know there was a lot of downtime. And you can kind of do what you want in your downtime once your chores are done.
Sure.
And you're just waiting for the next emergency.
Might as well fuck this couch a little bit. Do I have to save somebody?
And they were big cushions.
Y'all were soda drunk. Like, that couch looking fine as hell.
Damn.
Yeah, and these were thick cushions, which might be why I like Paul.
You actually want to bang a couch?
It was a glazy boy that he was fucking. Look at the cushions on that couch.
Smashly furniture.
Spray more inflammation. Oh man, I just I'm imagining
Rob's discount furniture.
Oh god damn, that's good. I just imagined you walking into a furniture store and be like, what are you doing, sir? I'm just seeing this.
Giving the fucking cushions a hickey.
You're spooning the cushions. Oh, we got a fire. I'm just sorry. Sorry, I'm just testing it out. I'm just testing it out.
He's fucking spreading the cracks of the cushions.
He's spitting in the
Do you want to lay on it and try it out? Actually, I want to eat this couch.
I want to eat this couch.
Hold on, do these couches squirt? These couches,
he's slap squirting a fucking Sealy.
I'm flipping over a recliner dog.
He pulls the handle of the fucking legs go up. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
He's got the feet on his shoulders.
Hey, does this part that extends go behind its head?
He's pile driving a lump.
Foot on the head. Fucking.
Yeah, he's got it. This is pretty good. These are good couches.
I'll take two of them.
Do you have one in black and brown? Do you have this one in black? I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Get these white bitches. I need that black. That would be the one.
Wait till Mike sees a love sack.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's going to be game over.
Oh, my God.
Love sack. You ever bang on a love sack before? It's impossible.
No, I have not.
Tell me about
I
it.
wanted to. My buddy has a fucking gigantic one. I was like, damn.
They're pretty impossible because you sink down in it, and then like someone puts their they straddle you on top, and then like their legs are propped up, and then nothing can you can't move. You're like fucking on Kirby. You can't do anything.
I'm already a love sack in that regard. I feel like you'd lose where I am and where the thing began.
Where am I?
I lose where I am.
Yeah. I'm deep inside Gillespie right now.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm at.
Guys, speaking of chubby love sacks, summer is here and Chubbies has their biggest sale of the year going. Get shorts and swim trunks for just $45 and up to 65% off select gear. Their original stretch shorts are awesome. They're available in 3 different lengths and have a relaxed fit and an elastic waistband, so you can shotgun a beer or 5 without worry. Pair them with the Chubbies performance polos, and you'll be all set for pretty much any summer occasion. Jim, have you ever explored Chubbies?
No. Or what are they?
Killer summer wear. I've worn the shorts before to Dave & Buster's, and I can't say enough good things about it.
Wow.
Stepping out.
Yeah, I put on a show at Dave & Buster's with my Chubby
that.
shorts, man. Top of the line clothing, baby. When it's time to hit the waves, Chubby's classic line swim trunks are going to be your go-to. They took everything annoying about old school swimsuits like that scratchy mesh liner and made it better and way more comfortable. So don't wait. For a limited time, shop Chubby's biggest sale of the year for $45 shorts and up to 65% off select gear. Hit up chubbyshorts.com and grab your favorites before they're gone. Missed the sale? Don't sweat it. Use our exclusive code DELCO, DELCO, for 20% off. Support the show, let them know we sent you, and get ready to turn some heads.
Now, are these...
Is that fat fuck wearing Chubbies? Ladies, we should suck his buried penis.
The great thing about Chubbies is they're fit for anybody, man.
What are they? Do they accentuate your dong? Is that what they're called, Chubbies?
No, I think it's
No, I
just
think they're fat fucks.
I mean, I wear them, so I don't know if you're saying anything about me, Jim, but I fit into them comfortably.
Wow.
And guys, I just want to know, Jim, there's nothing wrong with your intuition, but it never hurts to know the numbers are on your side. When it comes to placing bets, you need Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame uses historical data, matchup grades, leg correlation tools, and player performance insights to help you win smarter. The app was made by total data nerds, so you know you're in good hands. Jim, Hall of Fame provides all the data you need to get what you need when you're watching these games. Mm-hmm. Hall of Fame even lets you send your parlay straight to your sportsbook, no manual entries, and no waste of time. If you're not learning with Hall of Fame, there's no better time to start. For a limited time only, our listeners not only get a 7-day free trial, but they also get 50% off their first month when they use code FATBIRD at checkout. Just download the Hall of Fame app on iOS or Android, enter code FATBIRD, and you're all set.
Wow. Are you a big gambling dude?
I like to dabble occasionally.
Yeah. What's the weirdest
You're
thing?
not like pulling up to the casino, are you?
I go to the casino maybe twice a year.
Okay.
But
I've been going like every weekend for like
What do you do?
Blackjack.
Oh, you play card. All right. I do slots. I'm a slot hound.
same,
dude.
yeah. I
I
like
like
slots
slots.
because
Makes
you're
you
left
feel like an
alone.
old
Nobody
lady,
bothers
man.
you.
No, man. Cards make me feel like a retard. Slots.
I feel like I have control when I play cards. Though. I have a tiny bit of control.
I feel like when I play cards, they're in control and I'm just there. I don't know. I feel
think
like
slots are fixed.
I
in my
think-
head, it's like they're never gonna give me anything.
Well, here's the thing. Some slots, and actually in Vegas more specifically, the jackpots on slots, they're required by the Nevada Gaming Commission to hit eventually. They have to do it, or it's, I don't know what the word would be. It's not swindling, or it's not like corruption, but if they never hit, it's like the casino itself can be charged with like, defrauding crap. It's like they have to hit when they reach a certain thing.
Gotta hit.
They have to hit because if nobody wins at the casino, people are like, you're clearly running a crooked game. So like that's when you win a big jackpot, they make a huge deal out of it. So everyone sees that you can win. That's why they bring out the big checks. That's why they pretend like you're on fake news and shit. They interview you and shit. It's like, that's why they do it. So they're like, yeah, see anybody, look at this fucking idiot. He just fucked a couch. He just came in here and he's crushing right now.
And to make it easier for minority robbers to take the money from you.
Sure, yes. They really are going to get that money
That's
back
so
at
true.
some point in time. I wouldn't tell anybody I won. If I want a fucking jackpot, I would just be like, yo, don't even talk to me
get
right
away
now.
from me.
Get the fuck away. And there would be signs, though. There would definitely be signs.
What would your signs look like?
So the first thing I would do is I'd produce a movie that is about a paralyzed person who gets bitten by a werewolf. And then when they're a werewolf, they're able-bodied and they commit a bunch of crimes. But when they turn back into a person, they're paralyzed and they can never pin it on the guy.
Werewolf?
It's actually going to be called Werealized is the name of is the name of the movie. And I've thought about this for a very long time. That's the first thing I would do is produce
Harry Shivo.
Harry Shivo. Dude, quadriplegic werewolves? Come on, man.
You don't even feel yourself ripping through your own jeans.
You don't even know. While you're transforming, you're like, what is this? They pull the feeding tube out of you. You leave the hospital, everyone's like, oh my God, you're dead. But no, she's out committing crimes on the moors. That's what I want.
Who do you think the worst person is that's relegated to a wheelchair?
The worst person? Like, worse in what way? Like, what do you
worst
mean?
crimes, like just a heart of darkness, but they're stuck on wheels.
Yeah, what do you think is the worst crime committed
I'm trying to think.
By a wheelman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By a wheelie boy.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, FDR was in a wheelchair, right?
Yeah, he was.
But he always had a blanket on, so how bad can he?
Well, I mean, didn't he fucking, he did some stuff.
Launched the New Deal? Yes, he did.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, he did. Have his wife
Suck him off in a hot
suck
spring?
him off under a blanket the whole time. He's like, I have nothing to fear but itself. That whole thing. He did that. He did.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the
Kind of
most.
tough because you have to be a decent person. You're limited with what you can do bad-wise.
Oh, you know who's
Oscar Pistorius, he had legs, though.
Yeah.
But he
That's
wasn't
the
in a
key.
chair.
If you can be upright, you're a problem.
I think that's why they stopped putting those legs on people.
straight up?
I haven't seen... You don't see anything
yeah.
about legs like that anymore.
No.
It's like you get a chair.
Yeah.
You can roll.
But they probably
They're not
flatten the
ready to
tires.
walk.
It's
They're
like,
carrying around too much anger. They're not ready
You're
for
not
walking.
allowed to do that, dude.
They're not ready.
It's like if you were able-bodied, you'd be a problem right now.
You're essentially putting all your anger into the blades when they give you the Pistoriuses.
Yeah. You
Come
can't
on.
do that.
You can't trust them with
Try
that.
and
With
think.
that tech to run.
Yeah, dude. That's not.
Come on, to be chair bound and then be given the gift of running.
Ooh.
No, they're not ready for that.
No, that's
Crime.
probably too
I
close
will
to
be a problem.
that's too close to the sun, dude.
You're flying.
You cannot have that.
You
got
can't have,
Icarus
like-
legs. You can't do
Like
that.
the dopamine is
It's got to be crazy.
It's to be in a chair and be farting in that thing. To be able to get away from your own farts,
Man.
you know,
You know the first thing you do, he's farting in
And
front,
running
and
away.
running away from it. Going up to another person in a wheelchair, just like, you feel that,
farting and not smelling his brand for the first time is going to shake his
Get
psyche.
your legs up, bitch.
dude.
Yeah.
Also, being able to like light a fart on fire, you can't do that in a wheelchair.
no.
Also, you can't be critiqued.
What do you mean?
His girlfriend was trying to tell him what to do, and he said, "Bitch, I can fucking walk.
Yeah.
I can run,
Imagine,
and I have weapon feet." And so she killed her.
imagine skipping for the first time. Well, that's got to be the
Or like
craziest.
doing a backflip,
Oh, come on.
like on flat ground.
Yeah,
And
but
if you stub your toe, who cares?
who cares?
Gives a shit.
Yeah. Then
He's
again,
getting more coffee tables.
Just house full of coffee.
He's getting blackout.
couches.
He's getting his whole house is blackout curtains. He just stubs his
I'm
toe.
gonna be blind in here forever, bitch.
I'll stub my toe on everything.
I don't give a fuck. Imagine getting legs, like being being a paraplegic, then getting legs and you can walk, and then you're like, fuck yeah, you do a backflip, and then you're paralyzed from the neck down. That would be
this is all that works.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, the first day. That would be the fucking greatest.
Yeah,
thing
I
in
guess
the
the
world.
worst thing you got to deal with is skunky nubs.
Skunk nub.
Yeah, skunk nub is a
They
real
get all,
thing, dude.
They get all types of little weird nub.
Yeah.
That's why anytime I see a video of LeVar Ball, who seems to have the best spirit about him,
Oh my god,
I know that nub stinks, man.
dude, you know that? No,
My dad had stinky nub.
Would you ever unwind the bandages.
So what was crazy is that my dad
Stinky nub.
He did. He had a stinky nut, dude. It was gross.
It's
as
fucking.
fuck.
You can look it up on WebMD.
It was called
stinky nub.
It's called stank nub. Stank nub.
Well, he's got stank
Oh,
nub.
he's got real stinky nub. He's got 3rd-degree stink nub.
My dad was bitter, but who could blame him? He had stank nub.
He couldn't get away from it. It ruined his life.
It ruined his nostrils.
But he did. He had the prosthetic he had. It like came up to his knee, and then like he lost his foot down at like the ankle. So what they did is they pulled. It looked horrific, man. He lost it in the 60s. So what they did is they just pulled whatever like meat was left, and then pulled it up to his the top of his calf, and then sewed it all together.
Whoa.
And it looked like a fucking baseball made of meat. It looked like if Leatherface made testicles. That's what it looked like, dude. It was fucked up.
Do you think they ever considered making him like a dwarf on golf, where like
Oh,
just do
just-
the foot to the
Oh,
knee?
so that was a thing. They were trying to the reason it was so fucked up is because they tried to reattach his foot like 4 times while he was in the hospital. And then like they were just like, oh no, well, we're not going to do that because he was 14 when he lost it.
Oh, Jesus.
And they were like, we're not going to ruin this man's life, I guess. We'll just cut it off and we'll give him prosthetics. So for the longest time, even when he was a kid, he like had like what was like a peg leg for a little bit. He didn't even have a full foot prosthetic yet. Then he would tell me, he's like, yeah, that thing would stank up. He's like, all the time. And then like as he got old, dude, he would take that leg off sometimes, and we would like go to a beach, and he would just like air it out like a flagpole. And, dude, you would see seagulls like like just darting.
See seagulls
Just-
fucking just kamikaze into the sand, just fucking knocked out.
What is that? Dude, it was
I don't want to even eat your fries right now, dude.
dude, he was the ultimate seagull giveaway, dude.
That's what they should do at beaches. Just rotten foots all the way
Just
down the
put
boardwalk.
nubs out, dude.
That's Atlantic City. That's what they do there. They got that going.
You put the stank nub out, no birds are coming your way. Dude. It was fucking crazy.
Oh, man.
But it was
That's so
it was nuts because he had like there's a sock that almost looks like a fleshlight sleeve.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
You put the sock on first, and then you put that.
Yeah, that thing. Oh,
Yeah,
That's
that
molded
fucking-
to Riley Reed's.
Dude. He had the Darla Crane model. It was just big and old. Just I can fit everything in there. But it was crazy because sometimes they would get so disgusting because he would work. He was still working like, you know, for AT&T for a little bit. He was working for Hankels and McCoy. He was doing like roadside ditch digging. He was sweating his ass off in these fucking socks.
Ankles McCoy.
Hankels and But he fucking, no, Hankels, man.
Okay.
Hankels.
Okay.
But, I mean, ankles is
fucking
way
crazy.
better. Is way better. That's the fucking feud he was having the whole time. It was the ankles and McCoy going down the whole time.
Shader, we're transferring you to the ankles and shins. I mean, ankles and McCoy.
Sorry, shit. But he would sweat all day in these fucking long cotton socks, dude. And then he would like, I remember going over his house and they would like they looked like you would like old towels people would beat off in. They were like standing upright. Dude. And one of the funniest things I ever saw him do is because they were like long, right? He put them up to his chest. And he was like, "Oh my God, it's cold in here!" But he was like knocking things off a shelf, walking around with like a dude. It was the craziest drunk man behavior you've ever seen in your life.
Do you think that might be one of the most, I don't know, sought after medical innovations? Is a guy just coming up with maybe a liquid that you could sanitize nubs in so they're not funky?
It's barbicide.
Yeah, it's probably Dawn, like the thing they use to clean oily ducks.
Oh,
It's just
yeah,
like,
little baby ducks.
you just dip it in there.
Dip an oily nub in a fucking
Why don't they do that in the commercials? I buy Dawn right away.
crude ass 60s nub. Just fucking hose it off.
Playing Arms of the Angels by Sarah McLachlan.
I think you gotta wash it like a skunk spray, dude. You gotta tomato juice.
You got to trick volunteers by putting a little bill on the end of your nub.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was gross, dude. And like that was the thing too, is like people would be like, "What was the grossest thing ever?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, there were times where like it would get so like ashy, like a black person's elbow, that he would have, dude, there was times, again, one of the wildest things ever. He pulled his leg out of his fucking prosthetic and then held the nub up and blew on it like a gun, and ash came off of it. And I remember being like, "This is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen." And
The good, the bad, the nubbly.
Dude, it was, I'm like 10. I'm like, this is the grossest thing. And this is probably not normal. And I would tell people, like, yeah, my dad does like weird shit with his nub all the time. He's a nub goblin.
It's, you can't fault people because I don't think no two nubs are the same.
No.
And it's really, I mean, it's, every nub is a horror show.
Yeah.
Like when you're taking it to the doctor, it's like the doctor has no idea what he's about to say.
Exactly. But then you got to accept it though. You know, it's like nub is
What are you
nub.
going to do? Yeah. Keep cutting up.
You can't keep cutting.
Coming to the fucking dick.
Sorry, Tom, we got to keep taking this. You literally have no idea. And he's also one of those guys who, like, he was one of those dudes that if he got an injury and the doctor was like, make sure you put this like cream on here 3 times a day. He's like, so once a day, until it doesn't hurt anymore, and then I'm never gonna do it again. So it's like, even if things got infected, be like, yeah, it's fine, man. I'm just like, what's the worst that could happen? What are they gonna do? Take more of my leg? Yeah, he like had that mentality. He's like,
yeah,
what?
what's with parents and literally letting like small things become necrotic?
Dude, just
what is
not.
that?
What is that?
What is that?
Dude,
what is that? Why
I
are
don't
you
know.
rotting?
I don't know what he wanted to be a leopard, dude.
What
He
is that?
fucking was wild, dude.
Dude, my dad had like a fucking thing on his arm for like so long, and we were like, hey, what's up with the thing on the arm? He's like, it's fine. I was like, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy because it's the size of a biscotti. You fucking retard. So he fucking got it removed, but I was like, dude, like, what is that? Why are you guys just willing to die?
Dude, where does
that
dad,
come
the same
from?
Thing. Like right before my dad died, when he got out of the hospital, it was the same thing. It's like they set up like nursing care for them to come multiple times a week to dress his wound, to change it, and he's just like, nah, I'm good. I'll get your brother-in-law to do it.
Dude, my dad, when he was on and he told me that he did it twice, and I was like, you have to stop doing this to these poor nurses. They're coming to help you. He didn't want he got put on hospice and he didn't want it. But it was his only other option besides like having major face surgery. So he's like, I don't really want it, but like, what else am I going to do? It's like, you can deny. He's like, no, but they're bringing me drugs. I like that. So the one thing he would do is like, he would piss off these nurses by, because he had a feeding tube and like a bag. They would weigh him in the morning just to make sure his weight was up. But then he would purposely overfeed himself, so then he would crap it all out.
Oh, my God.
And he would just shit his pants on purpose, so they'd be like, I'm not staying here. He's like, well, that's what I told you. Get out of here. I'm fine. It's like, dude, you got to stop pooping yourself to piss these people off. It's the wildest thing you could do. And he was just like, yeah. It's like, no, I'll be fine. I'm like, no, you're clearly not.
Oh, wow, look at that. My nub is full of poop.
Yeah, he's like, I got shit nub now.
Shit, doo-doo
Dude,
nub.
it was wild,
See, you
dude.
got the doo-doo nub.
Oh my God, he got
Doo-doo
doo-doo
nub.
nub.
Let's make that doo-doo nub.
And he's,
Shake that doo-doo
he
nub.
dips it in and writes a heart on the wall with his nub. Like,
He's just doing fucking. He's just doing wax seals.
dude, it was wild, dude.
Doing crap seals on the wall.
I just don't know, like, I was. I did tell him though, but I was like, "Yo, why don't you get one of those?" I wanted to see him in one of those like weird curved ones.
Ooh.
Those weird. Like, I was like, "Yo, how fun would that be?" He's like, "What am I gonna do with that?" I was like, "I don't know." You'll like, and then I showed him. He's like, "Oh," his first thought was like, "I can put like a stretch band on the end of that and make a slingshot." I was like, "That's not what." I was like, "Dude, if that's how you want to live the last 4 weeks of your life, fucking get on it, dude." It was wild, dude. And ended up, he pooped his last time, and that was. I was like, it's so hard, dude. It's so hard to say goodbye.
The poop.
The poop, dude.
I imagine the poop was kind of soft.
It was wild, dude. It was like, it looked like, what did it look like? Because there was a bag, because like that was another thing too. He left a bag of poop, and I was like, "What is that?" He's like, "Oh, I forgot to throw that out." And dude, it honestly looked like melted chocolate ice cream.
Just hell. It
Like
looked
just hell, dude. I could not. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Old
are you doing?
people love putting hell in a bag.
Dude, it was insane.
I'm surprising you with a bag full of hell.
It's the craziest, dude. I was like, why wouldn't you just throw it out? I was like, nah, dude, I'm gonna get to it. It was the same thing. He's like, I'll get to it.
I've had like 7 or 8 brushes with a hell bag, and it's just it never you never become callous because it's a different juice every time.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, and they're just like, oh, this thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I meant to. It's like you meant to what?
You meant to what?
you meant to what? What was happening?
Yeah,
during?
you meant to have a priest set it on fire.
Yeah, you meant to fucking not call me? Is that what you meant to do?
It's like the way it's like when they're like, yeah, it's gonna be worth something someday. Don't fucking touch that.
Yeah.
I'm leaving
I'm
after
gonna
you.
put it in a cookie tin.
Oh my god! It's like what the fuck?
Take this to the bank. Tell them to deposit.
They love having a
They'll know
bag
what to
full
do
of
with
hell
it.
hanging around.
They'll do it for you. Yeah, he was just like a fuck. It was crazy, dude. It was just crazy.
You dump it in the shit star.
What do you get back?
90% of your shit.
Shit star? Is that what you just said? If fucking hack me as a shit star, I'd be a rich man, dude.
That would be
I've got like 10 water coolers full of dung, dude.
with the water jugs.
Yeah, just big
What is that?
shit star.
It's mostly peanuts, but it'll come back. I'm gonna get a return on
that's
it.
the sound.
It's just
It's
mostly
fucking shit
there's
peanuts.
peanuts in there.
It's peanuts.
Dude, that would be the ultimate prank is to bring a bag of shit to a coin star and ruin a coin
Dump
star
a
with
bag of
diarrhea.
shit, bag of diarrhea in a coin star. I think that's what they do.
Dude, just seeing that headline, I would die. A bag of diarrhea in a coin star. Oh, it's the funniest thing in the world.
How long do you think it'll take before one of the employees knows what you're doing?
That's the
I
dude.
know, because the whole place already smells like shit.
Dude, if I think as soon as you have mere minutes, because as soon as you open the bag, that stink is going to be everywhere.
I've already pieced it together. You gotta get a cart, a full size cart.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you put the bag of shit is in a purse. But
Okay.
the purse is in the front of the cart.
Yeah,
and that thing that
I
you can,
see what you're saying.
And you can get by the coin star, and that cart gives you like a little bit of distance between you and people. Oh. And then you start fucking dumping the diarrhea right in the coin star.
I actually got it. You know, you crap, or somehow get your poop into like a twisted tea bag with the nozzle on the front of it, and you just squeeze it out and like open the nozzle.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's like you're using like a Deer Park water jug.
Yeah.
You're shitting into that, and then you're just lodging it into the machine. You know how like
and then you're
like
setting
race cars get gas.
Yeah, you're setting it and forgetting it. Just leave. But you gotta keep shaking it so it.
I was thinking it was
machine's
just
stuck.
it was just a bag of shit, right? And you could tie it off, and then you could just Molotov the
Yeah, you can
machine
do that.
with the bag of shit.
And it weighs it like just by what sticks, maybe.
Yeah, what stinks?
Or how hard it hits
I
the
do
wall.
think pouring poop into a coin star is the funniest thing.
Fuck
Gatorade, the
Like, yeah, I did it.
the Gatorade fucking sippy bottle, just fucking diarrhea down the chute.
Dude, another ultimate prank. You work at like you work at a Wawa or a 7-Eleven and you're like, it's your last day. You crap in one of those soda bags and you let that foam out into a fucking.
Oh, you run shit syrup through the fucking carbonation.
It just comes out just like, what is that? It's like, that's poop.
It's my last day.
It's my last day. Or you put it in all the Slurpee mixes.
Yeah, Dr. Pooper.
That would be. Dude, it's immediate. It's the most funniest thing in the fucking world. Pooping in a corn star is, dude.
That's beyond.
It's the funniest thing because you would, even if you got busted, like I'm pretty sure the cops would even be like, "Yo, that's probably fucking hilarious." It's like,
Yeah, you do want to be the guy who is the reason why they have to put up a sign, like how every pool now has no diarrhea 2 weeks leading up to your swim. It's like you kind of want to be that guy.
no bags of shit in the coin star.
No shit at the store.
Why do you guys have a guard at the coin star? Somebody brought in a Deer Park plastic jug full of diarrhea.
You know, unless they've already prepared for this, and there's like the machine will start screaming the second it feels like you're about to dump shit into it.
No! It just sounds like Stephen Hawking. Don't do that. Don't.
You're gonna regret this. Please think about your family.
Oh yeah, that's
So
that is I'm surprised that's never happened. It's kind of like one of those things where like you hear about crimes.
There has to be like if we looked it up, like Coinstar related crimes, there has to be like a fucking.
That's a good one.
I'm willing to bet we'll have to like.
I bet you it's mostly people trying to yank the machine out of a building.
It's mostly coin crime, but we'd have to look so hard for diarrhea related crime on a Coinstar.
And it's hard to like rationalize to the police. Like, I don't want to steal money. I want to ruin this machine with shit.
Yeah. The cops would be like, he's like, no motive, no reason. He's like, how do you?
That's the scariest part about guys like this. Yesterday he was a regular guy.
Senseless crime. And then he woke up one day and wanted to watch the world burn. And we just can't. How do you prepare for something like that?
Guy woke up with a bloodlust for shit.
You know, it's like you can't. They never train you for this. They never.
You don't learn this at the academy. It's like this is literally an episode of The Rookie.
Get in here. They start showing you pictures of the diarrhea.
Just smack it down on the table.
Take a look, Michael.
Fucking Polaroids.
And there he sat, emotionless. Didn't even care that there was diarrhea all over that Coinstar. We knew he was a maniac then, and we know he's a maniac now.
David Caruso's like, it looks like this guy just created the corn chart.
Gets like you're shit out of luck.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
No, that's just everyone in there. It's not even him. He's just like, holy
Mike,
I think part of the fun would be like they're getting like 100 calls from the supermarket, so naturally the police think it's like a mass terrorism event.
Sure.
And they're just like, no, it's just a guy with a bag of shit.
I mean, if you did somehow get 4 people to do it in different
that would be like a
acmes,
biohazard,
dude,
it's a chemical
then
warfare.
they would eventually be like, yo, this was definitely, they were using bioweapon. But if you were all like, no, we just wanted to dump diarrhea in a Coinstar, they'd be like, why?
Yeah.
And it's like the world may never know. It's a mystery.
We
Dude.
just all go in there with like president masks on, like Point Break.
You'd be Richard Chitskin.
I am not incompetent or cotton.
I did not poop in here. I'm telling ya. You know what I love is that was for almost 20 minutes the dumbest conversation I've ever had in my life,
Hey,
but it
we were
was
spitballing,
amazing.
man. Yeah.
I loved it.
It's riffage.
Yeah.
That was the best, dude.
Certified.
And now I can't get pooping in a Coinstar out of my head.
There's so many machines that you want to ruin.
Yeah.
That have just caused you drama. Machines that just take advantage of you at your lowest point.
Dude.
Like, how many times have you gone to a Coinstar and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna take double-digit percentage
You're
of
fucking out of your
a
mind.
little bit of money
Yeah,
that you
like
have.
you're fucking you got a fucking coffee can that you fucking saving up.
Yeah, we're taking 11%.
You're in
Actually.
Peru.
That's why you always carry Dasani full of diarrhea. just always have, I got that thing on me.
My number 2 amendment protects this right.
My number 2 from my cold dead fingers.
My warm, smelly hand.
prying a bottle of shit from fucking dead Mike.
Ew.
USA.
All right, guys, we're gonna head over to Patreon. Jimmy, what do you want to promote?
Come see me on tour. Come see me. I have all my tickets in my link tree at Jim Gillespie Comedy.
Fantastic. You can catch me on the End podcast. Make sure you call the hotline 833-443-5300. And you can check me out on World War Fun with Sydney Gant. Every Sunday we got a new episode. And the 21st, Sydney and I will be at Soul Joel's double headlining show. It'll be pretty great. Come check that out, 7 o'clock. Don't miss it.
Nice, baby. In a couple weeks, Tim and I will be reunited in beautiful Austin, Texas. I'm looking forward to that. Tim, I miss you, buddy. So we're holding it down here without you in the meantime. On top of that, check out my new podcast, Getting Some Head. It's a ton of fun. I had the pleasure of having these 2 Coinstar ruiners on with me early on, and I would love to have them back again sometime. I'm having all my funny friends on. We're talking about all kinds of monkey business. And these 2 guys were gracious enough to bless me with an After Dark episode as well, where we talk about all their sexual proclivities, and they really get nasty. So you can check that out. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And if you're inclined to support the show, go to patreon.com/gettinsomhead. And aside from that, we're going to head over to the Patreon. Patreon.com/dadmeatpodcast. Pay whatever you want, and we'll see you over there back with more Jimmy Gillespie and Ryan Shaner.
Fantastic.
Later, guys.